been called to lots of stuff. Yeah, I've done a lot of deed. I've had it rough and tough. You know I've smoked a lot of weed. Mellow, don't you know? Well, I've learned a thing or two, like when and where I should go to, what I should or shouldn't do. I've been left alone, no company, but that's alright with me, 'cause I'm big and ugly. I'm big and ugly. I'd like to let it grow, you know I'm talking about my beard. I'll have you all know that I know sometimes it might look weird, but I got a friend upstairs whom I'll keep confiding in. I know he's there 'cause when I knock he always lets me in. Brings me peace with what it is and what is not for me. To accept what I see, they're looking back at me as big and ugly. Big and ugly. I could have been small and cute and play a flute like a dream, or sing like an angel, maybe play ukulele. But I got to work with my hands and keep dragging it along. Banging on that old guitar, sometimes I'll write a song. I lose a few friends, so it seems I got no enemies. 'Cause what you get is what you see, that's how it is with me. 'Cause I'm big and ugly. I'm big and ugly. Big and ugly.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Big Uglies. I'm your host Josh Denny. With me as always, the one and only Carl Spatati.
Hi. That's a good color on you, not to be gay.
With the the baby blue?
Yeah. I think you should bring that out more.
Well, I hate to tell you, but it is gay. You have failed the being gay test right out of the gate. You are gay.
I just think, it's a very joyful sort of thing. The gay would be like, it brings out your eyes.
Well, it does, and it is gay. And we'll see. I don't know. What is the audience think? Audience? Very gay.
You're gonna have to poll them. They're gonna say this is really gay.
Yeah, really. There you have it. The live studio audience is Carl a homosexual? Yeah, look at that. Look at that. It's unanimous decision.
Well, now I'm gonna cry on camera like Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah,
You go. Because our show is back.
Will it be? Yes,
our show is back.
We were off the air. We did get shut down by the FCC for a week, and then we're back. People boycotted. This is what you don't understand is that every comedian that you've ever heard of, and especially the ones you've not heard of, they all signed a petition for us to bring the Big Uglies back.
That's what you don't get. That's what they don't hear about. Japan heard about it.
Don't hear about this. Yeah, Japan. They were all over this, and now we're back. We had a nice vacation. We took a Friday off. and we went and saw some of our other podcast friends, Alex Jones and Gavin McInnes and Nick Fuentes, and they all unanimously agreed that we needed to be brought back. And so, and they petitioned and people listened and they went on their shows and they said, we need the big uglies.
Bring back these fucking guys.
This is
We're like,
censorship, and this is
fine.
No matter what side of the aisle you're on, you should be against this ban, and so finally.
And then Ethan Hawke came out and told us how proud he was.
Yes.
And blew us. You guys missed it though, and we just came back from that. We went to a commercial.
Yeah. 6 million viewers, by the way, for our comeback. Not today, obviously. It was when we first came back. There was 6 million, but then it's settled back into normal.
I think people signed the petition with the wrong intentions. They were like, "Yeah, take this shit away." They were like, "Don't bring these fucking fat fucks back."
Yeah, there were so many people. Listen, I just wanted to tell you, and this is from the bottom of my heart, this is how I really feel about it. If your first commentary on the events of the Charlie Kirk shooting was putting your name on that Jimmy Kimmel petition,
oh my goodness,
fucking suck your own dick to death. fucking kill yourself.
They passed that shit around too. Like I was supposed to be the comedy community.
Jimmy Kimmel, notorious for supporting, remember all of our friend comics who've been their careers were launched on Kimmel, and also and don't forget about
and what's his name?
Yeah, and so and blah blah da.
And Guillermo.
So many people whose careers would not be long. You have a better shot of guest hosting Kimmel than you have of performing comedy on Kimmel, for the record.
And he was, and just to even be like, are you going to put comics on? And he'd be like, no, I'll just open a comedy club in Vegas and never book comics I want.
Right.
I'll just have somebody else do it.
I guess my point is like, if this had happened to Conan O'Brien, it would have made sense in this aspect that Conan has actually launched so many careers, writers, comedians, other kinds of performers, young unknown actors who did Conan and had a good Conan interview and then blew up, started doing a lot more stuff. Not Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel literally is like the most isolated in the liberal bubble fuckface in all of entertainment.
Yeah, because even Colbert would put on comics.
Yes. Colbert put on Taylor Tomlinson and then got her own show, produced the went and got the rights to At Midnight, brought that back and let her host it. I'm just saying, I'm not saying he fucked her or he definitely wanted to fuck her. That's for sure.
But the idea
and then turned her gay. Now,
I think that was Sam Morrill, right? Sam Morrill did that, right?
They can argue over who turned her gay, but somebody did, and we're looking at both of you. So imagine, listen, now this is the real question for the audience. Let's poll the audience. Is it worse to turn a girl to Nigs than it is to turn her gay? What is the worse of the two?
Well, I'm just saying. I would say that blacks would even say that they could still fuck the lesbian out of them.
Yes. Well, you've said this on many occasions, as you are our honorary black on the show. Dishonorary black.
As far as Kimmel goes, what kind of bothered me, I expected a bunch of no-name comics
and fake liberal outrage.
I already expected that. The thing that was funny to me was watching Jay Leno, Colbert, Seth Meyers, the late night guys, and even Dave Letterman, all be like, "This is crazy," And then for Letterman to do it, he started talking about the Colbert thing too, and he was like, "Oh, they're not canceling the show; they're canceling the whole franchise." Oh, you mean the one you own, the Late Show you own, that you I'd be mad too. Why? Because Seinfeld, Schwarzenegger, and Bruce Springsteen just became billionaires on there. You probably would have became one if that show just kept going and it made money. But it's a loss leader. It's like a burger at a restaurant.
Yeah.
It's like, and they don't understand that the late night format from the demo they lose the most at 18 to 48. In that demo, it's podcasts. It's long form with a guest. They want to see that. They can't understand the fact that this is so. Leno's like, I think it's crazy.
It is wild how
it was a fraternity. They think.
Yeah, it is. It's wild how long form has changed the way you look at an interview. Because like I'll watch an interview like a celebrity does on late night who doesn't do podcasts, and you're literally like, "What the fuck is that? Keep talking. I know nothing about this person." Like,
yeah, it's so contrived.
And what's so interesting about that is like, I saw this interview with Will Poulter, and it was from a podcast, and he was saying, he's like, what people don't understand is the psychological damage that being an actor can do to a young person, and this is why so many young stars are fucked up.
Drugs.
Yeah, he was like, I'm like 10, 11, I'm 10, 11, 12 years old. Okay. I'm 10, 11, 12 years old. And he goes, my passion, my hobby now becomes my job. And I'm told that what people like the most about me is being someone other than myself. They really like it when you're not you. And he goes, think about the message that sends to a young person. So from the time I was 10, 11, 12 years old, and I was in Chronicles of Narnia and all these other kids things, and then I move on to being a young adult actor, I'm just told how much I'm loved for being someone who's not me. And he goes, and then you carry that all the way through your life. And so you look at some of these actors who are like, you have the great ones like a McConaughey who will go on a Rogan and do a 3-hour thing, or a Jeremy Renner who goes on Rogan and talks about almost dying in a fucking snowplow accident. And you go, wow, these are real people with some real depth and everything else. And you go, why doesn't an Anna Kendrick do the Joe Rogan experience? It's like, well, because there's nothing there.
Yeah, a lot of them are vapid fucking morons.
Nothing.
That have nothing. They have no substance.
No substance. So, they have talking points. So here we go. Hannah Einbinder, right? Isn't that her name? From Hacks, right? Free Palestine, blah, 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 whatever. Yeah. Go do Rogan. Let's see how much you really know. Go on with Dave Smith. Let's see how much you really know about the conflict. Let's see how much you're actually involved. Let's see how much, what
would they say immediately?
I wouldn't go on. Joe Rogan's a right wing.
Sorry, I didn't do fascist podcasts.
Right. But that's my point is go on Rogan and talk about your journey from being a Jew in Hollywood to being anti-Israel. That should be interesting enough to fill 3 hours, should it not? And then what you find out is the reason that they don't go do these things, and they love their Kimmels and they love their Colberts, is because it allows them to present the illusion that there's something to them other than this fucking profession, when we all know that there's not.
So what's the only long form they listen to and like?
Call Her Daddy.
Slut podcast. Bullshit NPR podcasts.
Yeah.
And shit like Marin.
Mark
or some leaning, left leaning.
You were in Pitch Perfect. What's that about? Just
and then he finds something they agree on and goes, yeah, I fucking hate that. It's like, okay. And
I just assume Mark Maron holds his podcast microphone like this while he's just the man
with all his rings on, with all his rings and wristbands on.
So listen, we can agree that fascism is fascism, can we not? Because otherwise it would be pretty fascist not to call out fascism when we see it as fascism, correct?
And these fascists are scared of Portland. Portland? Really? Yeah. Have you been there? It used to be beautiful. It's like, they don't think that stinky, hairy armpit, fucking nose ringed goofies named Maverick are a danger to society. They just think that, hey, they're not harming anybody. Yeah, they are.
Right.
Yeah, they are. They're harming Earth, society.
They're harming just about everything, if we're being honest.
And as far as when Kimmel did his old fucking fake apology. I think you had the best one of the best takes of if he had some balls, he would have just had Erica Kirk on.
Just have her on.
And just apologize and not even do that. But like, listen, I can't imagine what you're going through. I didn't want to take anything. I really actually do want unity. Here's
what you say. Here's what it is. This is how you win. By the way, and this is fucking insane that me, the worst PR person in the history of don't do that. Don't say that. Oh shit. I did it and said it. My bad. It's so bad that I have to tell you how to do this. But here's what you do. You bring on Erica Kirk and you go, in no way did I want that night or this entire week since to take away from the horrible tragedy that you and your family are going through right now. Talk us through what it's been like over the last 7 days. And for the people who didn't know your husband, tell us about the Charlie that we didn't get to see. Like, you could have become you could have been Frost Nixon, nigger. You could have been the greatest fucking man in the history of broadcasting in the way that you did that. And you can't, because you would have, you know who comes up with that idea? Somebody who has an ounce of humanity. Somebody who has an ounce of humility and an ounce of humanity to go, none of this shit matters. A woman and 2 children lost their husband and father because people didn't like his opinion.
And they were like, when he said something, this show isn't important, but what is important is that we get to have a show like this.
Yes.
And you're like, dude, nobody was saying you don't get to have the show except the people who run your show.
Right.
It's like, you're the new, like to fact that, has he been on there for like 20 years now? Almost?
Yes, it's insane. I was thinking about this in the shower earlier today where I was like, more people used to watch me get fat than watch him talk.
But to think that and it goes back to entitlement. They're like, you can't take Jimmy off the air. He's been on the air for 20 years.
So what?
Like to this entitlement that like, well, these are mainstays and they should be there forever and just replace the people who do it. It's just like, right. Then you don't understand formats. You don't understand, because you know who constantly actually changed their format and even gets some things right and has been a voice of reason is Bill Maher. Bill Maher is Bill's Maher's show. Remember when Ben Affleck has that thing, that viral video of him going at Sam Harris
about
or Jim Carrey has these viral clips. And I'm like, that was when he would bring a guest out that would sit to the left of him.
Jim Carrey's viral clips in often cases were when the anti-vax position was a liberal leftist position, by the way.
That's true too.
Yeah, that's a fun dive down memory lane, is to watch him and
Jenny McCarthy.
And Jenny McCarthy on fucking
Larry
King just being like, and these fucking corporations. And you're like,
what happened to this guy?
What happened to these people?
So, but watching that, you go, oh, that's when Bill used to have someone to the left of him who would come out there and have 3 other people on there. He changed his panel. Now he only has 2 guests there, and he does a short interview with somebody in before all that in a chair, like one-on-one.
Occasionally that person will come back for overtime. But that's maybe 1 in 10, 1 in 20.
Yeah, he no longer has the extra guest that comes out where he sits to the left and then just kind of does a one-on-one, and then they can interact with the panel. It's only 2 now. It's not even 3 and then a 4th. They took one of those away on the panel. So now most of the time it's an independent or a Republican, because and Bill, to his credit, says this all the time. He goes, people go, why don't you have AOC on? How come you don't have the Clintons or the Obamas?
Or Gavin?
Because he goes, they don't show up.
No.
He said, to the Republicans' credit, they show up.
Yeah.
Because it's exactly what we're saying. Long form.
Went on there the other day, like 2 episodes ago. Tom Homan was on there, was practically fucking booed on his way in.
No fucking way will these people do even medium format, which Bill Maher is.
Right.
Bill Maher is not even long form in the sense of, hey, this might run for 2 hours. This, we'll do that. Charlie Sheen on a comeback tour hits Rogan and Bill Maher, And everybody's like, yo, dude, this guy ain't so bad. I bet he's a really good older actor now.
Yeah. Well, Rogan even finished their 3 hour. By the way, if you have not watched the Rogan Charlie Sheen, it's sad because they find out about Charlie Kirk like 20 minutes towards the end of the episode. But it's kind of interesting to find out just how much Charlie Sheen knows about Charlie Kirk at the end of the episode, where you're like, oh, this dude's based. He's been tracking all this shit. But you know, yes, I mean, like, again, you find out that Charlie Sheen, you know, has kind of gone through the belly of the beast, come out the other end, you know, like,
did you see him on Bill Maher too?
Yeah.
He goes, when Bill Maher
press that week,
when Bill Maher said, and this is about the time when you got AIDS. And he's like, HIV.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, correct me on the difference then.
Yeah.
It's just like, it was one of those things just like, first of all, ew, but second of all, and then he goes, and you got that, you know, being gay, right? Experimenting. He goes, well, yeah.
Well, I like I think it was on Rogan, or maybe it was in the doc itself. I think it was in the doc itself.
It's in the doc.
He goes, well, you got a menu, right?
The menu.
Right? And most of the time, you just order things off the front of the menu. But when you're fucking doing crank and you're blowing rocks and everything else, you just flip over the thing and you go, give me everything. Give me one of everything. And I go, and then I think the interview even goes, and by everything, we mean dudes, right? And he's like, yeah. Fuck a lot of dudes. Yeah. You know, that's what's on the other side of the menu. And I was like, get me the fuck away.
I think he said that he had that exchange with Bill Maher.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, dude. I'm going to ask for a different menu.
Listen,
why is that not an option? Dude, are these the lunch specials? What's going on here?
I'm going off menu for the rest of my life. For the rest.
Like, is there a chef special or something I can order?
Yeah.
I'm not sure I like this menu.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to order anything off the menu in this place.
You sure you don't want anything, honey? I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm just check.
Terrified about what might be on the other side of this menu.
Just the check.
Oh shit, that's gonna be the name of this episode. Off menu.
So, but in the long form of thing, they do believe anything, and they won't challenge anything. They won't look up anything for themselves. It's all the same talking point. So, like when it comes to Charlie Kirk, they just go, well, he's spreading hate. And he's a hate monger and all this. What clips did you watch? Oh, the same 3 clips we all shared.
Can we talk about this for a second? Because I really want to address this. This really bothers me. So there's this dangerous thing going around out there right now, and I got to shout him out. And this isn't meant to be an attack or anything, but somebody I've known for many years, 22 years, guitarist Wes Geer. He's the founder of Rock to Recovery, which is a charity that sort of teaches recovering drug addicts and veterans and stuff how to write music and how to perform music therapeutically as part of their recovery from either addiction or PTSD. Very, very noble thing. He was a touring guitarist for Korn, one of the founding members of Head PE. I've known him since 2003. He's very politically, and he's one of these people who's like, I don't have a political side, but everything he posts is like pro-left and anti-right. And it's like, you have a political side. Stop pretending. However, one of the things that I find is really dangerous is people are very quick to dismiss dissenting opinion as, well, there's so many bots out there. There's all these bots. Like, I was going back and forth with people in the comments, and then I found out these people are bots. These people are not bots.
They're people.
Okay? So, like, they're people who don't fucking know anything. And the reason I say that is because, like, my Facebook page is a very interesting cross-section of people I know from so many different walks of life. So I know Wes from the years I was a musician and hung around with groupies who hung around with more famous musicians. I know I have people from my days in corporate America, like Crocs, Hollywood Video, that type of stuff, and then people from comedy. None of these people know each other. So I'll literally watch them get in the threads of my Facebook and argue, and they go, oh, you're a fucking bot, or you're a bot. And I go, neither of you are bots. I know both of you. You're both human beings, and you're both fucking stupid, and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yosemite?
Yeah, and it's just like, and so it's crazy. I was back and forth with Wes on a thread, and we were talking about Antifa violence, and he's just like, a lot of this stuff is bots and it's, it's manufactured outrage. And I was like, do I need to repost the videos from our show in North Hollywood of Antifa like attacking like, this is not fiction. We're not sitting here in some right-wing bubble going, yeah, Antifa fucking attacks us and this is made it. Like, there's documentation of this shit. And you think because Fox didn't report it or CNN didn't report about it, like, the police were called and the police didn't do their job and show up to protect our attendees. Thankfully, big fucking mean Mexican bikers did. But the point is like, yes, this was a newsworthy event that wasn't covered at all by the news, mainstream, alternative, or otherwise. Only we reported on what happened at that fucking show that night. And we have video evidence of proof. And by the way, shout outs to Andy No, alternative media, who did report it, who did post the videos and did share and did report it. But, he's kind of the Antifa guy. He's the only one who does that shit regularly.
Right. But people always, that's the whole Biden saying Antifa is just an idea. And it's like, no, see, this is the thing that it's like when people name their group something, it doesn't mean that's what they do or what they stand for.
Right.
For example, the Likud party in Israel, Bibi Netanyahu's party, is called the Likud Party, the liberal movement. It's a far right Zionist party.
Mm-hmm.
It is not liberal at all.
Right. And when you bring up the Zionist thing, it's like, that's a really interesting aspect too, because like there are liberals who are anti-Israel right now, and there are conservatives who are anti-Israel. So you can't just take that one issue and assign it to a particular liberal party
political ideology
because their motivations for the way they feel about that are different. Like, but here's the main difference. Most liberal Israel detractors are pro-Muslim. Most of us conservative Israel people are not pro-Muslim at all. I'm like, listen, I don't have a problem with Israel wipes Islam off the map. I just don't want America to pay for it, and I don't want America to be
using America to do it.
Yes, exactly. So it's like, people are like,
fight your own war.
People on the left are like, and save the Muslims, and we're like, not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that.
Well, that's sort of like how the Tylenol thing got started. This is where we're I mean the kind of the general theme of this now is we are now in this antithetical reality where it's like whatever the people that I don't like think, I got to go against it. And you first saw this with the flip-flopping on the vaccine. Yeah, where, COVID.
Yeah, when Trump was like, we're getting a beautiful vaccine, liberals were like, we're not taking it. And then when the Biden admin came in and were like, we finished the vaccine's out and now we're mandating it, people are like, absolutely. And if you don't take this, you're a goddamn Nazi conspiracy theorist. And it's like,
yeah, and you're like, that changed fast. I thought we were all together in this. What happened to 2 weeks to stop the spread? We're all in this together.
It's like, and by the way, it was like when it became, and this might have saved our lives, when it became politicized to that degree, I go, I don't give a fuck if this thing makes my dick grow 10 inches. I'm not taking it. Like, I'm not taking it.
You would have tried it.
I would have had a piece. I would have half dosed it. You know how people take like a half of
I would have had a fragment.
I would have snorted a nug, a little chunk of one.
But the I'll do the opposite. This is exactly how California has been governing.
This does remind me of that old Joe Rogan bit. Here's how I know that dick pills don't work, because we'd all be walking around with dicks the size of rolls of carpet. It pretty much, by the way, I don't want to get into this episode, but like the Segura joke stealing stuff is getting to, I sent you one the other day where I was like, this is about
George Carlin bit.
I was like, that's a Carlin bit. And then the giant dick sketch in that's a Joe Rogan joke about dick pills and like walking around with dicks the size of rolls of carpet in shopping carts. Like that was like the visualization that Tom got to the end of that thing. It's like, I listen, I like Tom as a dude. I like Tom as a comic, but like, bro, there's like 7 fucking published things now that are other people's concepts and bits and material. Like,
but like, yeah, they're actual record. And when I first noticed that shit, I was like, oh, he's doing it from comedy albums who nobody listens to anymore, right? Because nobody even consumes comedy albums that way.
Two or three I can excuse for parallel thinking.
5, 6, 7?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You got all these bits.
You guys got 10, 11, 12 different bits.
You got to know where it's coming. You know where you're getting that idea.
Yeah.
You know
Especially that you're so insulated, you're rich, you're having all these meetings. Where's this comedy coming from? Now, I get the jokes about your kids, that's personal, but like most of that stuff you've expelled and expensed on podcasts. Right?
Sure,
So
but that I don't care about that. I really don't care if people take their own stuff from their own podcasts and work it into stand-up.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just like, it's one of those things. Like that's all the material is. So the other stuff, I go, where'd you get this?
to have that piece come out, that's like, when I wash my hands when I literally shit on them. That's a fucking Carlin bit from his most famous special of all time. I mean, like honestly, it would be like if I came out and I was like, there's black people and there's niggas, and it's like this sounds familiar, like,
oh yeah, this is Chris Rock's claim to fame.
Yes, I very much believe in the differences. Okay, so let's make that clear. I think it's one of the most scientifically proven beautiful pieces of art ever made, and I don't think
like a NASA bit.
I don't think anything truer has ever been said on stage.
That bit is like the Manhattan Project.
If I were to also do it, it would be thievery. Okay, so And by the way, I don't have a problem if somebody cites a source where they literally on stage go, "It's like Carlin said, I only wipe my ass or wash my hands when I literally shit on them." No problem there. You're citing your source, right? But yeah, it's funny. You said this to me like 2-3 years ago where you're like, some of these bits are not just parallel thinking. I think they're lifted because it's worded exactly the same as this bit. It's worded the same as this bit.
Well, and the big reveal for me,
the N-word bit was from Stanhope Sicko or whatever from like 2004.
The big reveal for me was when he had David Cross on Two Bears.
Oh yeah,
it's like, dude, I had all your comedy albums and listened to them. I was like, yeah, that's where you lifted the "God don't make no junk" joke.
Yeah. So it's just like
that's like literally from that, from "Shut Up, You Baby."
Listen, it's a very simple. Hire somebody who's a comedy nerd like you or I to be on your fucking podcast or to watch your cuts before you put stuff out and be like, "Hey man, this is not your bit." You know what I mean? Like, if I know it because I'm such a comedy nerd, somebody else out there is a bigger comedy nerd than me's got to know.
And they've already probably made some video about it.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure there's a video out there that like he steal.
So these and going back to the lib thing, I lost you for a second. But going back to the whole, antithetical, we'll do the opposite. There's
boy, if that's not karmic, who knows?
I was saying, going back to the antithetical libtard thing of doing the opposite, the Tylenol thing reached its peak retard because Tylenol themselves, Johns Hopkins, who's the America's oldest research university, and Harvard Studies, and I think there's another one. There's a Stanford or something like that. All have said, Tylenol tweeted in 2017, if you're pregnant, we don't recommend any of our products. And
2017, for the record.
These retards were just like, can you believe Trump is first of all, he's giving medical advice. I was like, I would listen to all Trump medical advice. He's 80 years old and has more energy than his own son, right?
Yeah.
Like Don Jr. would be like, Donnie, what are you doing? And it's 2:30 in the morning. He's like, aren't you I'm sleeping. What do you mean?
Well, Don Jr. looks more Prozac'd out than Trump. Like John Jr. is like, and Dad, I was like, Dad. And you're just like, yeah, Don Jr. has two speeds, Prozac or coked out of his gills. So those are his two speeds. And Trump is just like, they're like, he eats McDonald's and drinks Diet Coke every day. And I go, me too. I'm going to be fucking president someday.
Well, dude, the fact that they started saying like, just like the vaccine. Well, I'd never take what he says. He goes, in fact, and then they started making TikTok videos of them taking, like, literal pregnant liberal women are
Taking handfuls of Tylenol.
and you're just like, hey, bitch.
Do you see one of them went to the ER?
Yeah.
It was like in a coma.
She's like literally dying.
That's gonna be a retard baby. You're gonna have a retard.
The baby's gonna die.
baby.
If she dies, the baby dies. They're not gonna. They're liberals. They're not gonna save it.
Who's that? Don't you know you'll have a retard baby?
I just think that we should start having, maybe write to the president, have his press releases start being about what he advocates for, so they do the opposite.
Yes, this is a great idea. Instead of weaponizing the FCC or the justice system, weaponize Trump's rhetoric himself. Everyone says he needs to dial down the rhetoric. I think he just needs to tilt it.
No, he just needs to come out and say the things that he likes, and he could just and he could lie about them. He could go, I think gay is the next best thing. Gay. Everyone be gay.
And then the gays just all turn straight.
Tomorrow, motherfuckers who argue with Ty Rivera would be trying to be straight.
Yeah, they'll kill themselves, which is also fine in my book. I'm also okay with this.
Oh my God, he's taking our marginalized community. Like, you're not marginalized.
No.
Like, what are the margins on that?
I wonder if gays think marginalized is like buttered up. You know what I mean? Like,
I know some big fat auntie arm bitch does. Ooh, yeah. I got these biscuits all marginalized.
Somebody marginalized me, man. I've been marginalized.
Gay is the best. I think gay should be the best. Yeah. And tomorrow they would come out and be like, we got to be straight.
He should just. I think blacks are the most beautiful people. They should be in all our commercials and television shows and movies.
Liberals will be white supremacists tomorrow.
Yes.
They'd be like, they would literally go. And in fact, there should be more immigration. There's not enough. We should have more. And ICE should only take care of those people in a nice way. We shouldn't even do that. And they're like, shoot me, ICE. Shoot me.
Immigrants in the middle of the street. The chop do that.
Doing the opposite of what Trump does is how California has governed since 2016.
Exactly. Yeah. What you're describing is Gavin Newsom's platform. Opposite whatever Trump says.
Yeah, it's opposite Trump Day. Every time Trump comes out with something that we're going to do this.
Don't you love oxygen? I like breathing it all day long. Everybody should breathe oxygen.
You just like, well, the thing about oxygen is it's actually, it's disgusting, really, and we shouldn't have as many, because they do this shit. They go, we need to save the trees, and they're like, fuck trees. Let's build these fucking liquid algae blocks and put them in cities. They literally did that.
This is so stupid. Yeah, save the tree. If you want to save the trees, hang a Star of David necklace on it. I'm pretty sure nothing will happen to it.
Whoa.
I think we just solved it.
Whoa.
Yeah, if you declare the rainforest as a territory of Israel, they will never chop another tree down ever. I promise you.
There's the fourth meeting.
Excuse me, Mr. Still. Are you an anti-Semite?
Well, let me break down the Amazonians for you. They came from very Jewish people, and they were displaced in the diaspora of the...
The diaspora is one of
the diaspora of the Jewish people.
And favorite words. The diaspora, I really don't like anything involving the diaspora.
Well, we're getting to the diaspora of the Jewish people, and we need the TikTok influencers, we need the X influencers, and we need...
Can we talk about the fact he never replied to me? We had a nice back and forth. I think Nick is no. I don't have his. I'm not on his list. Fuentes. I sent Fuentes the bit, me doing the time traveling Hitler bit. And he was like, really funny. And I said, you know what we think is really funny is your interview with PBD. And I think he didn't reply because he's worried that I understand he's worried about friendly fire. Thinking like these conservatives are trying to people always trying to set me up so I talk shit about somebody and then they can run it. I was like, that's not Nick.
No, we make fun of PBD.
We make fun of PBD constantly. And I tell you, the funniest fucking thing you will watch on the internet this year is PBD interviewing Nick Fuentes. Because if you've ever seen Carl's impression of Patrick Bet-David on how he's basically the Count from Sesame Street.
Yes.
The
1, 2, 3,
interview
4, 5. No, let me ask you something. You can clean up your image. You don't have to use the N word. You don't have to say these things. But if you use it 1, 2, 3, 4 times, let me ask you something. What do you say is a better net positive, Jews or the Muslims? Well, I wouldn't say net positive. I'd say gross positive.
Yeah.
Probably Jews.
Yeah.
And you're just like, that was some funny stuff to me because he was like, how about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Jews? Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Muslims.
And what I love is that PBD is always trying to nail down a timeline that nobody cares about. So he goes, okay, so 2017, 2016, you're 18, 19, 20 years old, okay? You like this girl, okay? This girl. Whether you want to have sexual relations with her or not, I don't care.
Joe Rogan, let me say this. Joe Rogan, you and I are gay. Okay,
we are gay guys.
We are gay guys. Okay, maybe let's say 2011 before the 2012. Okay, 2012 they say
gay guy. We are married.
2012, 2013 they started marrying. We're in love before that. Okay,
and then what I always love too is he'll float this insane hypothetical, and then he'll just be like, fine. He'll dismiss it, right? You and I, 2 gay guys, married together, sucking and fucking every day, right? Fine.
Listen, you and I, we're getting along.
I don't think it's fine. I don't think it's fine. Don't speak for both of us. Like,
well, Joe doesn't think it's fine. That's fine.
That's fine. That's fine. Whatever. I don't, to each their own. Okay,
we don't get married because the state.
For the sake of argument, we are homosexuals married to each other, sucking and fucking all the time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day. Okay.
Okay, and I'm very fit. You're very fit. We're fit guys.
Very fit. I'm very fit. Listen, I was Syrian Army.
I come back from gym.
UFC champion.
Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 workouts. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fuck session.
Yeah.
And then I just want to say, if this is situation, okay, right, hear me out. Where do you see it going 6, 12, 18, 24 months from now?
Yeah.
You're like, dude, what are you?
It's just like, okay, so Nick, you're 18 years old, okay? You meet this girl, conservative stuff, whatever, okay, fine. Where are you with the Jews at this time? Are you 20%? Are you 40%? Are you 60%? Are you all in on the Jews, or are they not on your radar yet? Are you not? You don't even think of Jews.
And
yeah, no, I'm not even thinking about Jews at this time. Wow. Okay, so you're 17, 18, 19, 20 years old, okay?
Because it gets political. When you say these things, it gets very political. It gets very alienating.
You don't even know one Jew at this time, okay? Sandy Koufax, baseball, nothing. You don't know. You are never seen an Adam Sandler movie in your life.
Yankees, Jews. You don't know? Okay.
You know nothing of Jews, okay? Nothing, okay? But then you go to Boston.
This makes me realize about, I think I just figured out why people started giving, what's his name, some shit. And maybe they're right. If you only are talking about Jew stuff all day long, you don't have time to write jokes.
No, this is true, yeah.
Because apparently Theo Vaughn bombed doing his Netflix taping.
Talking about this, yeah.
And lately he's been talking about Qatar and goofy shit like that. I just wonder, when are these guys
the thing together where he's like, I just been looking at Palestinian babies being blowed up all day, and they're like, well, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. It's just fucking, they're doing psyops in our own country, dude. I don't know.
It's literally like I came on here and I was like, hey man, I've just been watching gay porn. You know, they got gay porn all over the internet. I've just been watching that all day.
Yeah, don't.
And I mean, it's everywhere. It's everywhere you look for it.
I can't not see it.
Yeah, you can. Turn it off.
Nah, man. You can't turn that type of stuff off.
It's in there. Once it's in there, it's in there. And then you know,
and I've done a little pornographication myself.
Yeah, I think there's a Theo Von porn out there.
But in saying this, he did.
That ain't straight.
he did have a this video that went viral, and then a bunch of Redditors and other platforms had like backed this video up, and like so this video came out and he's apologizing to like sort of a meet and greet deal where they're like in the front row of like the stage, and he's like, hey, thanks, sorry about that, you know, I've had a rough week, I thought about fucking killing my, like he's sort of joked,
trying not to take my own life this week.
Trying not to take my own life this week, and maybe so, but so the Redditor posts, and addition to like X posts and stuff, like again, could be bots, bro. But the people that apparently were there said he would leave the stage, go to off to the side, and then try and finish a bit or do something like he forgot it. Or now, you know as well as I have, like as far as taping goes, especially when it's not you doing a taping and you have an EP or it's for somebody, you know, some network or, you know, some big up, they do have concerns and stuff, but they let you do the set.
Yeah, and then
they go, hey, yeah. And sometimes they get on the God mic and go, we need to do an intro again.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
And we need that. We didn't get the last joke. We're gonna have to bring it. Audience, if we could bring it back up, bring the same energy. We're just gonna do this bit again.
And even on a low budget production like mine, I still had somebody script supervising in the audience. So
to do it at the end.
So
any
because
jokes that we missed, any bits that you did,
what was a bit we missed? What did we have any? And then, you know, and then I also have my cinematographers and stuff who are like, hey, we didn't get, like, we got a bad fucking entrance shot on this one bit, you know. And so it's interesting because some people are like, what's with the disco ball cutaway in the middle of the OJ Simpson joke? And it's like, yeah, because we didn't have a clean shot getting into that bit anywhere. All three cameras, we didn't have a clean entrance point, so I had to dump.
Yeah, and that's all the technical stuff. But
yeah, so it's like,
so when I read this and when I saw that video, I go, this is none of this is technical stuff. This is I'm really siding with the people who made these complaints in the sense that this seems weird. Like, well, this is not
reminiscent of the Tiffany Haddish New Year's Eve show,
drunk on stage in Miami.
Obliterated. She had gotten to this point financially and success-wise where she thought she was fucking untouchable, got hammered and did a fucking, and it was a New Year's Eve show where she had probably gotten paid a couple $100,000, and those tickets were probably all well over $100, and she went up and just ate fucking shit. People
they booed her off the stage,
and they were walking out like 10 minutes into the set.
So some of the posts online said I was at the show. He had about 50%. He had like half the room walked out after the third time this happened.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck.
Stopping and restarting stories or bits. And then apparently he was walking to his producer in the middle of the show, you know,
and they said they walked after the third time that happened.
Yeah.
And on his Netflix special, I said this was just a critique as a comic. I was just like, you know, I've seen him murder at the Comedy Store. I've seen him like destroy rooms. And it was very off-putting to watch him.
Most of the time in 15 minutes, he'll sit and tell 2 stories maybe.
But that's the thing.
Yeah.
He got real comfortable at sitting down doing stuff that if you go watch the last Netflix special he had, he's like pacing around and none of it's funny. And then he sits down and immediately he was funny, and immediately he was comfortable, and immediately he was and like, fine it, dude, if that's your thing, sit on a stool and do it, but don't try. And it's trying to be something like, going back to the Will Poulter thing, you're trying to be something you're not based on whether it's like fan validation or
well, first of all, it is in a lot of ways it's cash grab, right? But here's the thing I don't understand. Like, you can do last week or whatever it is. What is the name of his show?
This past weekend.
You can do that live. Bring your guests, sit down and do a face-to-face. Just do that live and sell tickets or whatever. That's what people love. It's interesting. Even before Tim Dillon was famous, this was like when Tim stopped doing his show at Gas Digital and moved to LA, and it was him and Ben literally like doing the podcast from like somebody's backyard, right? and it had first become the Tim Dillon show. This was before Rogan put him on, and before it was this massive success. He was
Whitney would like put him on and shit.
Whitney, yeah, but Tim would be like, I don't even know how long I'm going to do stand up. Like, I like this long form conversational thing, and he definitely likes. You can tell he likes doing sketches and bits, like things that are thought out. Like he's a comedic conceptualist in the sense that like he puts a lot of thought into.
And he likes satire.
Yes,
he likes satire. So he's very much a satirist.
But just going up and being a stand up. Like, it would not surprise me if someday Tim Dillon just said, I'm just not going to do that anymore. And I think he said many times, like, I don't know how long I'm going to go do 3 shows tonight at the
I'm glad you say that. I'm glad you say that.
In Denver, because, he makes so much more money podcasting. And, like the bit we watched, like the start
the Dairy Queen thing,
where he's making fun of Barry Weiss pretending not to know what Mossad is. And he's doing a bit where he's, pretending he doesn't know what Dairy Queen or ice cream is as a fatso. Fucking brilliant. You can't do that in stand-up. What are you going to do? Roll a clip on a projector of Barry Weiss and then bring the other girl out and try to do, like, there's some things that the podcasting medium allows you to do that stand-up just doesn't. And I think for Theo, it's like these long drag-on stories or whatever. Like, it's hard to keep somebody captivated live and in person with that.
That's why I'm glad you brought that particular thing up about, I don't know how long I'm going to do this, or he actually prefers the long, because again, this ties into how we opened the show, going back to Kimmel and these people that have this sort of entitlement that these franchises and that format is supposed to last.
Yeah.
Rogan is the new Carson. Dylan is the best late night host, if there's possible.
Right.
Best Tonight Show type deal or long. So in this new format, Dylan is the best at doing it. He doesn't need a guest, and he can do, right? Rogan is the new Carson, where if you sit on the couch, you're done. You're made.
Yeah.
Right? The combination of those two things, that's the new late night. Right. That's the new format. And these people can't wrap their minds around it.
If you want to know like what my opinion is, and I'll say this publicly so that if anyone does it, I can say they stole it from me and I can sue them. If you want to know what format is best for, I've talked with you about this. If you want to know what format is best for Tim Dillon, here's the log line: post-apocalyptic, end of the world, late night with Conan O'Brien. That's Tim Dillon's format. Bits, sketches, that nothing matters. New post-nuclear fallout.
It's nihilism at night.
Yes, Gwar is your house band. What are we doing? Like, did you get toxic waste poisoning from water today? Welcome. You know what I mean? Like, it's like that. It's like something that would be out of a fucking sci-fi movie, but that's Tim Dillon, right? It's like, and that is sort of a reverence for the absurd. That was what was the staple of late night with Conan O'Brien. But to me, Tim Dillon's perfect format is the sky is falling, the world is over, late night with Conan O'Brien. And now the masturbating bear, you know what I mean? Like shit like that. So it's like, but there is this weird thing with some of these people, and some of it's monetary. Here's the other real thing that nobody ever talks about. Why would somebody like Theo Von keep doing stand-up if they don't want to do stand-up and they don't need to do it for the money? Well, they become friends with these bookers and these managers and these agents. And a lot of times they just keep doing this shit on the hamster wheel to keep those people fed and paid out of some obligation to feed this machine.
Yeah, because they're going to get paid off ticket sales.
Yeah, so it's like, or they're contractually obligated because they signed like a 5-year deal with Live Nation or something years ago, or AEG. And now they've got to do these live dates to satiate this contract.
Some of the reps will drop them if they don't put them out on tours.
Yeah. So it's like,
well, I don't want to lose my reps because I'm not getting acting gigs or anything like that. Right. So it's just this. What if nobody tunes into my podcast anymore? Like it's that sort of thing. A lot of it is fear-based and uncertainty, but it's one of those things. Is like Kimmel is like cry himself to sleep on his fucking $1 million mattress. I don't care, right? When these things that happen, like I'm supposed to feel bad for you grandstanding about this thing with don't even know your own market. Like your 18 to 48 gets 129,000 viewers. That's
Right.
dog shit, and that's the key demo for advertisers. So
Yeah.
like ad reads on Tim Dillon's show are doing more than you. That's retarded. Right? That's retarded. You're on ABC. Get with it. And so, the only thing left in our mind, and I would say we got a couple more things to talk about. I think the last two things I'll just do it on our Friday.
Sure, yeah.
Because I really want to talk about this. These guys just need to come to an agreement. And there's a certain thing that they could just do, like the greatest show that's ever been made, and that's just go to it. And I thought Theo was doing this when he went to Nashville, and he's just like, I'm doing my own thing.
Everyone's going to Austin. He went
to go to Nashville, and we're like, oh, he's going to do his own thing. And what I'm referring to is, of course, Sylvester Stallone in The Tulsa King.
Yeah.
It's just Tulsa King, but he is the Tulsa King. Okay. For those who haven't watched it, Sylvester Stallone is ordered by the mob that he took a prison rap for 25 years.
Yeah.
He takes a prison rap, and he's ordered by that family that he shut his mouth for to go to Tulsa and essentially earn. He's like, I don't want to earn no more for you guys. Does his own thing. Now he's the quote, unofficial king of Tulsa. We find it to be the most unironically hilarious show.
Yeah. It's sort of like the way we enjoy PBD is the way we enjoy Tulsa King, because like the first thing you think is like Sylvester Stallone mafia show, this must kick ass. And then what you find out is, unlike most mob movies where there's hits and there's fights and there's violence,
vengeance, like vendettas
and espionage and like sneaking around into other families and stuff, Tulsa King really is just a lot of people coming to some sort of agreement. Like the entire fucking show is like, listen, I think we're gonna have to come to some sort of agreement. And if we
in The Godfather,
some sort of agreement, then we may have to try to come to some sort of agreement.
The most famous line from The Godfather is, "I made him an offer he can't refuse."
Yeah,
this show is
it's a lot
opposite
of being refused and renegotiated and then accepted under new terms.
Like, well, what'd you do? He's like, I made him an offer he couldn't refuse, but then he refused it, so he had to renegotiate. I mean, that's really all that it was.
Yeah.
He's like, at the end of the day, we had to come to an agreement.
Yeah. It's like they killed his father. They killed his father. What are you gonna do? You gonna kill him back? We're gonna have to come to some sort of agreement. It's like, no. Well, you got to kill their guy. There's no agreement.
Nobody on our crew does anything without my approval. Capiche?
Yeah, and then
now, we're gonna have a sit down so we can come to an agreement.
It's a lot of sit downs and it's a lot of agreements.
There's a lot. There's a lot of too. Like everybody's like cocking a gun
cocking, but not a lot of shooting of the guns. Yeah,
gun cocking and a lot of talking.
It's like and it's so funny because it literally is like, imagine you're watching The Sopranos, but every single time like we're gonna come to some sort of agreement. Like, so
fucking puss I think it's a fucking rat. Let's come to some sort of fucking agreement.
Yeah. It's like the opposite of Sopranos. You're like, this guy died.
I don't know, I think we should come to some sort of agreement.
Yeah,
I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah. It's literally like the opposite of The Sopranos. You watch The Sopranos and somebody would like get betrayed. And you go, that guy's gonna die.
Somebody's gonna die at least every other episode, or at least on the season has a big death. In Tulsa King, they literally. He has a crew too. It's not a family, right? So he just has a crew, and it's just of this ragtag misfits I put together, huh?
Yeah, so two of the guys look like you and me,
literally. And he's like, I gotta have my signature black guy. So he's got one of those.
He's got like a tattooed, pierced lesbian who also somehow knows really well how to shoot guns. Although nobody shoots guns, but she knows in case they need her.
Spoiler alert. There's an episode where part of the crew, they get some guy who's not part of the crew, really.
Like Heat?
Yeah, like the rival gang crew family kills a guy who's the best friend of somebody in their crew.
Are you talking about the Indian guy?
No, it's the guy
Yeah.
Bodhi's best friend.
In season 2, the only casualty in his whole crew is one of the Indians.
And then he goes and
It's
kills
not-
him. He's like, that was my best friend. He
Yeah.
killed. And he's like, hey, sometimes people's best friends die, but nobody in my crew died because we came to some sort of agreement.
Right.
You're like, oh my God, I can't get into this.
That's the whole
You will never watch this show and not think of, we got to come to some sort of agreement.
Yeah. And then the favorite thing is that since I made this revelation with Carl last week, every time he and I get into an argument or disagree about something, like, listen, we got to come to some sort of agreement.
I don't know why we're even talking about this. Let's come to some sort of agreement. Because at the end of the day, we can't agree, and we're disagreeing. You know what I'm saying?
This is literally dialogue from the show.
One of the funniest lines, I told you, it was like this new season. When that guy, it's Frank Grillo, calls him on the phone.
Which I have not watched any of yet, and somehow feel like I've already seen all of it.
Frank Grillo calls him on the phone and just goes, hey, what the fuck happened? 15% off the top. That was our fucking deal. What are you talking about? He's like, one of your guys pistol whipped one of my guys. He's like, that guy killed one of my guys' best friends. He's grieving. What the fuck does that got to do with me? A lot. Hey, did you get what you needed? That's not the point. I think it is. And hangs up. That's the whole scene.
Right.
And that's supposed to be, he was like, what a tough guy. He told him.
I think we came to some sort of agreement.
I think he got the point. Some sort of agreement.
Just done. Checked it off. An agreement.
I want to see like his fucking to-do list too. Is like,
just
like cop gun talk. Come to some sort of agreement. This ain't gonna keep going on for long enough. We're gonna wrap this show up because we gotta come to some sort of agreement. Because if we keep going, we're gonna want to keep going, and then you're gonna want to keep going. Then I gotta say something, and we won't come to some sort of agreement.
Well, one thing we can all agree on is that the best way to support the Big Uglies podcast is on Patreon. Go to thebiguglies.com, and that'll take you right to our Patreon page. You can join the show, support the show. Yeah. And
we'll see you at our normal time this week. So you get
Friday. Yeah.
So you get bonus us. You get big uglies. Is it ugly big uglies? Big ugly uglies? When it's double, I don't know what we are.
Listen, we could have 1, 2, 3, 4 names, but we're gonna eventually have to come to some sort of agreement on this.
1, 2. Let me ask you something, Mr. King of Tulsa, Tulsa King, the King of Tulsa. Let's say you and I, we just got out of the joint. Okay, that's prison for the you don't know, jail, prison, this, that, and the third. You're the homosexual guy. I'm a homosexual guy. We get out the prison. Okay. Fine. Hey, yo, we got to come to some sort of agreement on that.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, we don't have to deal with that. Fine. We're not gay. But we just came out of the prison. Okay. Maybe you were cellmate. I was cellmate. You get out. You tell me you're king. You're going to the Tulsa. Okay. You're the king, you're going to the Tulsa. I say, what does that mean 6, 12, 18, 24 months from now? What is your plan? What do you think that you're doing? Also, are there Jews or Muslims there? What is in the Tulsa? I don't know. These are things you need to tell me. Well, I'll be right there.
I think the culmination of this show is going to end up in an animated short with a 3-way sit down between Patrick Bet-David, Sylvester Stallone from Tulsa King, and fucking Juicy.
Yeah. Everybody's in his joint together. Now you was talking about that situation earlier that we was gay, homosexual. I don't play none of that, but I do like booty.
Listen, comfortable. We're gonna have to go to some sort of
some sort of agreement about that.
fuck me, okay?
I do the fucking. All right.
Yeah.
Not in here after you would give me one of them farts and it's juicy.
Now hold on. Let me ask you a question, real quick, Fleece. How many farts are we talking? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What gets?
It only takes the one, baby.
I don't think we have an agreement.
No agreement. I don't agree.
All right, we'll see you guys on Friday.
All right.